Hello friends, welcome back to Home Cents with Nell. Today we're going thrifting. Hang with us and see what we find. Here at Home Cents with Nell, I talk about DIYs, home decor, product hauls, gardening, and basically everything related to making your home your sanctuary. If that's your thing, please subscribe and comment. I'd love to hear from you. So here we are at a newer Goodwill in my area. This Goodwill is about a year old, and I like to come here every so often just to see what's new. And like most Goodwills, they have a pretty great selection of clothing, art, furniture, housewares, appliances, you name it. I always enjoy looking at their vignettes. I like to see how they display their items. Even though the items are used and sometimes vintage, I could say, they always display them really nicely. And the stores are usually very clean. So today I'm thrifting with a purpose. I'm trying to find a vessel or a platter or a bowl that I can use for my DIY bird bath. So I came to the housewares section and I found quite a few good platters that I could possibly use, but none of them seemed quite right. They were either too small, too deep, too large, too shallow, but we did have fun looking. This one's nice, but I didn't want to spend quite that much money for the bird bath bowl. And even though I wasn't looking for a cake plate, this is a nice one. I like the detail around the edge. My daughter liked this for the bird bath. I thought that might be a little bit too fancy. Just in case it gets knocked over. I don't want to have that broken glass everywhere. And this is a very pretty bowl, but it might be a little bit too deep. I heard that bird baths ideally should be about 2.5 inches deep. So my middle daughter really liked this red pie plate, and I was tempted to get this one, but I thought I wanted something just a little bit bigger. But that is a nice dish. I think that'd be great on a holiday table, actually. So something caught my eye down there on the bottom shelf. And as I sifted through these platters, I found this really cute latke plate. I don't know if you guys have ever had latkes, but they're potato pancakes. Excuse me, and they're very tasty. And I guess this platter is just dedicated to latkes. Now this dish right here is more of what I'm looking for. I think the bright colors would attract the birds and the butterflies, and it looks like to be about the right depth. And yeah, well made. And the price is $7.99? Oh, $9.99. So yeah, it's within the budget. I think I'm gonna take this one. One of my kids was joking and said they thought this would be a perfect lampshade for my sewing room. I said, I don't think so, but it is interesting. And this is actually a very nice blue and white ceramic container. I'm not sure if it's a vase or possibly an umbrella holder, but I think it's very pretty. Now, every time I go thrifting, I have to look for records. I love vintage records, old school records, R&B. So I found that Fame record, which brought back a lot of cool memories of that show. And I saw this stereo set, this component set as we used to call it. It brought back memories of me moving into my first dorm room back in the 90s. I had a component set exactly like this. In fact, I remember my brother and my mom carrying these huge speakers up the stairs on the way to my dorm room. Man, we thought we were bad with the dual cassette and the record player and the radio all in one. I also love looking at vintage pieces, so this vintage sewing machine caught my eye. So now we're at a second thrift store in my area. This is Disabled American Veterans, I believe it's called. And they have a huge outdoor area where they keep their furniture and bicycles and appliances, rugs, that type of thing. You can spend quite a few hours just sifting through this stuff and you might come up with some treasures. I actually like this gold magazine holder. I didn't pick it up though because I'm trying to be very specific about what I buy. I thought these dining chairs were an awesome buy though. I'm not in the market for them right now, but those are very nice. And we also stopped to look at the artwork. You'd be amazed at what artwork you can find in thrift stores. You know, hand painted, very creative pieces. Sometimes you may want to change out the frame if the frame is a little bit dated. But otherwise, you can find some really nice pieces here. I really like this one. This night scene on the bay, so pretty. I love the way the lights reflect off the water. And the night sky is very nice too. So I had to check out the record bin again at this store. I didn't find too much that I was interested in here. I'm mostly looking for, like I said, old school R&B or soul, hip hop, sometimes classical or jazz. I didn't find any of that today. I did find a calendar. And what I thought was a Bob Marley album, but it was a calendar. So I didn't get that either. I did find this cute little fox photo, which I am going to put in my sewing room. My husband and son hate it, but I think it is so cute. And I did find a Ray Charles Singer's album. I'm looking forward to that. So if you can see, this is a plant stand that my daughter and I actually made about a year ago from Thrifted Finds. It's a candle holder and a glass platter, and I simply glued them together. Well, now I'm going to use the same candle stand for my Birdbath. So I removed the glass plate and I made dollops of E6000 on top of the candle holder. And here's my platter that I found at Goodwill. I'm just securing it onto the candlestick base. Making sure that it's as level as I could get it. And then I went ahead and filled it with water. And I wanted to make it a little bit more attractive for the birds, and also I wanted to have that water, that soothing sound of water in my yard. So I went ahead and ordered a solar fountain pump from Amazon. The company is called Solitech. The pump that I ended up purchasing was about $16 and it had great reviews. And I didn't know this, but Amazon sent a $10 gift card in exchange for my review of this product. So I probably will go ahead and review it because I really did like the product. These are the different caps that you can attach to the top of the water spray. And this is the whole unit itself. There's solar panels on a disc, and there are suction cups on the bottom of the disc to help you attach it to whatever your water feature, whether it's a pond or a bird bath, whatever you choose. And the directions are pretty simple. I decided to try the pump out with this cap. So this product works straight out of the box. As soon as I move my hand away, there it goes. Very nice, and it has a lovely trickling water sound. Now I was concerned about too much water being sprayed out of the bowl. I didn't want the pump to run dry. So I took off the cap to see what that effect would look like, and that's pretty nice too. I think that would attract some birds. So I want to thank you again for visiting Home Cents with Nell. It's been fun thrifting with you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and most of all, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time.